Hey, Guoba here, and what did Star Rail just reveal? We are getting a free 5-star limited unit in Dr. Ratio in 1.6 for part of the awards celebration. That's correct, he will be completely free if you log in from 1.6 to 2.1. So imaginary DPS wanters and husbando lovers, enjoy the free pity worth of pools you're saving. He is technically our first completely free to play 5-star unit, and so no pull accounts, and anyone will have him on their account. So a kit review would be pretty useful for everyone having him. So Dr. Ratio is a 5-star imaginary hunt unit, our first of this combo, and hunt is all about those high frequency single target attacks. It is a bit scary considering pure fiction is very AoE centric, but he should do great in base Memory of Chaos, and he has a ton of attacks and hopefully high damage to compensate for lack of AoE. Who needs AoE anyway when the main target dies in one action and we can attack multiple times per turn? Well, probably him, but let's pray. Dr. Ratio will be a follow-up centric DPS, very convenient since Topaz was not too long ago. Topaz's problem was a lack of follow-up centered DPS that could also properly choose where the follow-up would be. AoE follow-ups don't have that problem, and technically Kafka can choose her target, but still, now Dr. Ratio is here as a DPS for Topaz. Basically, when Ratio uses his skill, which is just a normal single target attack, he has a chance to launch a chalk of all things at the enemy, and debuffs on the enemy will increase this chance. This extra attack will be a follow-up attack, so you see what we're getting at. Debuffs and follow-ups and single target power. Also, this looks like it will hurt, at least from real life experience. Also, if we look closely, Dr. Ratio is reducing the effect resistance of enemies with his skill, so he will be bringing his own debuffs. As for his ultimate, Ratio will literally ratio enemies during it and then apply another debuff. Much like during Topaz's ult, where allies can attack the debuffed enemy with anything to advance Numby forward, allies that attack the enemy that Ratio debuffs with his ultimate will give him a guaranteed follow-up against the target for a certain amount of times. One thing to note though is the enemy died in the livestream and this debuff didn't carry onto another enemy, which seems like a very big problem. This ultimate debuff means another debuff for his talent chances, but I don't think you'll be able to lap to his turn again to abuse it before allies attack enough, unless you use it at the start of his turn. His basic and skill don't seem to be anything extra on top apart from that skill effect resistance reduction, but he has a lot of follow-up potential it seems. Also, from what I remember that they didn't reveal in the livestream, Dr. Ratio can increase his crit rate and crit damage depending on how many debuffs the enemies have. This is stated on the highlights page for 1.6. And what on earth is this technique? Amazing animations aside though, this will be a debuffing dimension, slowing enemies, which will be great for his follow-up chances. Dimensions will apply some or all of their effects to enemies no matter the wave, meaning he will have a first debuff immediately on enemies to ramp up. So if you can't tell already, I've been hinting at the very obvious Topaz synergy this guy will have. She applies a debuff with Proof of Debt for his talent's chances, benefits heavily from follow-ups on those Proof of Debt enemies, and will increase Dr. Ratio's follow-up damage by 1.5 times straight up. E1 S1 Topaz can apply 2 more debuffs on the enemy too, if you managed to well on that or got lucky as a bonus. Another synergy will have to be Silverwolf. She applies so many debuffs which should easily fulfill his talent's conditions. She is also very single target oriented, and since Dr. Ratio won't be going AoE damage anytime soon, that is no problem. Enemy modifiers also technically buff the damage of everyone in the team, and that means the 2 DPS and a dual DPS team will both have their damage increased versus the target she debuffs. This is all to say that a Topaz Silverwolf Dr. Ratio setup should shred any boss it meets. The only problem would be additional enemies though. You'd hope your team can delete the main boss fast enough so you can work on the side enemies. Welt could actually be used as a sub DPS with Dr. Ratio, considering he won't be using 3 skill points a turn like Imbiber to Lune. It's still a bit sus compared to probably Harmony, but if you want to run Welt, why not? He offers a bunch of debuffs here and there and can compensate for the lack of AoE on Ratio. The imaginary set 4-piece being fulfilled on top is a nice bonus, but never a reason to run a whole unit to complete, it's just 20% crit damage. For Relics, some would assume the 4-piece follow-up set on him, and that sounds lovely, except from the livestream his follow-up attack looks to have only 1 or 2 hits, meaning just like Clara, it won't be strong enough to beat out other sets in the 4-piece. The 2-piece may be strong enough though for a flat big increase to what should be most of his damage. 2-piece imaginary on top could be nice. I do think that 4-piece imaginary will of course be a great option, and he can fulfill the first condition himself easily. The second condition is always going to be a bit difficult outside of random breaks though, or a Welt sub DPS, so the 4-piece might not come up as a winner outside of calculations. For planar, the safest will be Inert Sal Sotto. The usual Hunt light cones will probably be good on him, but I'll calculate the best for the actual guide when we get his multipliers. One amazing cone for him can actually be Topaz's cone too, funnily enough, so if you've got that without Topaz, well, now you have a use. And it can allow for a secondary easy debuff from Ratio himself for his talent effect. Anyway, I'm excited to see what he can do damage wise, and his traces could make or break him. He looks to be a very strong single target DPS with a lot of self buffs and a lot of various attacks. We also have his light cone to see when it's revealed in a few weeks. So let me know what you think of him and if you're going to build him as soon as you get him. Thanks to my amazing members, thanks for watching and have a Guoba day.